Hey, what's up everyone? You're watching Claw Struck. I'm Brandon, and this is another episode of Claw Science. You know, we've all been stuck doing it. You see a claw machine,
You can do it.
and you go after the big prize. Maybe it's an iPod, maybe headphones, maybe it's a watch. And I'd say that most of us can say that we don't win it. Why is that? Why do they put such great prizes and make them so hard to get? It seems logical that you couldn't just put $1 in and win a prize, but we all try it. So is anyone winning these things? And you know, how do you win them? Well, this episode we're going to talk about the two types of claw machines and the business principle behind them. The first type of claw machine we're going to talk about is what we call a fixed strength claw machine. These are the classic machines. These are the ones you hope you find. Fixed strength is kind of misleading because all claw machines, 99% of claw machines, the operator, in this case that's me because I own the machine, or whoever happened to put it in the arcade or in the Walmart you're playing, they can adjust the strength of this coil. In Claw Science, the first episode, the claw, we talked about how this works. They can adjust the amount of power or current that goes to this coil, and that determines how much strength it has. It's a direct relationship. In a fixed strength claw machine, the operator sets the strength of the coil. Let's say I'm the operator, I set it to 50%, and that's it. It's always at 50%, no matter who's playing and when, until the operator comes back and changes it. So that's fixed strength. What does this mean? Why is this good? Why is this bad? Fixed strength is good because no matter how many times you play, you have the same chance of winning. That's why it's good. Now, let's say the operator set it too weak to win most of the prizes. Well, then you should walk away. But fixed strength means that you can play this game 100 times, and 100 times out of 100, you get the exact same shot at winning. It's all on you, the player, to have the skill to pick the right prizes to make sure you can pick them up. Okay, so how do you know if you have a fixed strength machine or not? A lot of times it can be really hard to tell. In some cases, you'll never be able to tell. But a telltale sign that it is a fixed strength machine is if it's lacking what we call a prize detector. Okay, what is a prize detector? A prize detector is the exact same thing that stops your garage door from going down if you get in the way. You know, if you put your foot down, the door stops, it goes back up. There are two sensors on each side of your garage that are looking at each other, little photo eyes, and if you break that beam of light, or that curtain of light a lot of times it's called, it knows it and it stops the garage door. Okay, so the same thing they put in these things, except instead of stopping the garage door, it's detecting if it gave out a prize, did you win. If it doesn't have a prize detector, that's a very good chance that it is fixed strength, because the only reason they usually use prize detectors is to rig the machine to make sure that it isn't always the same strength. We'll explain that in a bit, so stick with me here. Now, you can have a fixed strength machine that has a prize detector. Sometimes they use them just to keep track of how many prizes it's given out, and it really has nothing to do with the strength of the claw. So like I said, you don't always know. What is a surefire way of knowing it's a fixed strength claw? You got to play it a certain amount of times. It's tough. You got to put a lot of money in to find that out. But the good thing is, if you're a real big claw enthusiast like we are, you start to go out and play all the machines, and you know which ones are fixed strength and which ones aren't. Just wanted to give you guys an up close and personal look at my machine. My machine can be set to either a fixed strength or a payout. And what you're looking at here, you can see the little knob that says claw adjust. I can turn that knob and that sets the fixed strength of my claw all the way from 0 to 100%. So if I leave the game in that mode, the claw strength will always be the same no matter what, and that's how I like to play. I think it's more of a pure way to play the game. It's all skill. It depends on the player, and that's the one way my machine can be set up. Okay, let's talk about the second type of claw machine. This is a claw machine that has a payout rate. It's rigged. It's a lot like a slot machine in some aspects. How does it work? Well, if I'm an operator, again, that's the guy that owns the machine, that is trying to make money off of it, and I'm buying prizes to put in the machine. If this prize is worth $1 and you're paying 50 cents to play, I want to make sure that you don't get it the first time. How can I make sure that? Well, in a payout machine, I have two claw strength settings that I can put into the machine. The first one is a weak setting, and it's so weak that you probably never get stewy. Let's say I set it at 10%, it barely will close. And you all play these machines because you go out there, you put your money in, and you drop the claw, and it doesn't even try to pick up the prize. That's how most machines are. And it's unfortunate, but again, people that own these are in the business of making money. So you try and you try and you try again, you don't get them. Well, if I'm the operator, I say, well, I want to make sure I make $2 on Stewie, or I want to get $2 for Stewie, and that would mean I make $1 because I paid $1. Well, that would be 4 plays that you, as a guy walking past that wants to win him, would have to play before I get my money. So you'd have to play 4 times. So I can program the machine. They got little computers in them, they got little screens. Go into the settings and tell the machine, all right, once every 4 plays, you can change the strength of the claw to, let's say, 60%. They're not going to go full strength, they're just going to make it a little easier to win. That is payout. And these machines are unfortunate because a lot of times the operator can make it extremely difficult to win, even if the machine is due to pay out. If someone has played 4 times and no one's won, the machine will generally stay at the higher setting until someone wins. But again, if that higher setting is only 60% of the claw strength, you'll have to be a very skilled player to make sure you can grab that prize. And that's automatic payout. And the reason they know that you want a prize is, again, the light sensor that we talked about earlier. So it's got a prize detector, a light sensor on the bottom. As soon as it sees something go past that light sensor, your prize, it will reset the payout. So once you win Stewie, 4 more plays now until it goes back to its higher strength setting. I want to tell you that when you go up to machines that have jewelry in them, or iPods in them, or headphones in them, more likely than not, these are payout machines. Any game you play, or we call it an instant redemption game, these are things like Keymaster or Barber Cut Light, where you got really high dollar prizes. You're looking at an iPad or you're looking at headphones as a prize. It's safe to say you can take the value of that prize, let's say it's an iPhone, we'll say $500, and at least double it, that'd be $1,000. That has to go into the machine before it's going to pay out. So just keep that in mind. So when you're walking up to the machine, you're gambling whether or not it's due to pay out. Has the general population put enough money into this machine that it's ready to give you a fair shot at winning? And that's payout. That's just how it works. But again, if you own the machine and you put a bunch of iPhones in there, you're not going to make it so easy for someone to win. You got to make sure you make your money. Another twist to the automatic payout type machine is the kind of program that they have installed in them. They can have some pretty treacherous programming. And I'm sure you guys have seen this type of machine. You'll go up to the machine and it's filled with iPods. You put in your $1, you go to play. It will pick up the iPod. I'm going to mimic this with my hand. It's going to pick it up right about here and it's going to drop out. And you're so close. Just put in another $1. It does it again, slips out. One more $1. That is all programmed in. What the machine is doing is it's picking it up at full strength, and then it is programmed to drop it. And it won't look like it dropped it on purpose, but it will right about near the top, and that's going to keep you striving for more. That's just another trick they employ for automatic payout. They don't want to make it look so weak that you don't think you'll ever win. They want to have you keep feeding your dollars in there. Now there are advantages to that. Jeremy and I played a claw recently that was a payout machine, and we knew it was 1 in every 5 plays that it would pay out, but it would pick up the prize every time. And what you can do is shuffle the prize around. You can loosen them up by picking them up with the claw and get them into a position that when it's due to pay out, you got a guaranteed grab and drop it in the prize chute. So just keep that in mind. If you find those, it can work to your advantage, it can work to your disadvantage. It's all part of the play. Just know that if you're empowered with the knowledge of what an automatic payout machine is, at least when you're putting your $1 in, you're not being taken for a fool. I'm going to show you guys how I can set my machine to be an automatic payout claw. I can go into my menu right here, and what I'm doing now is I can scroll through all my menu settings with the joystick is the control for this. And you can see here where it says timer, this is my setting, this is my payout. 99%, and I can go all the way down to 1% payout, and I can control this percent by percent, so I can really fine-tune what I expect my profit margins to be if I was trying to make money on this machine. And this is how all machines are programmed by the operators. They have a choice to either have them order them or program them, fixed strength or payout, and you can just see how that's done here. And because I like to play my claw fairly, I'm going to put it back to 99%, which is basically 100. It doesn't actually register 100%, but that's how that works. If you guys have any questions about automatic payout or fixed strength, please feel free to comment on down below. This is episode number 2 of Claw Science, talking about the 2 types of claw machines. We appreciate you guys watching. Remember to crush that like button and subscribe so you get notifications. You can get entered into any giveaways that we might do with our plush and prizes. And I really appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time.